Hey, what's up? It's Dr. Tartt. Did you see the interview with Shaquille O'Neal talking about pretty much messing up his first marriage? Now, I'm not saying that. He's saying that. And what I liked about it was the fact that you saw a man being transparent about his relationship falling apart because he did not wake up early enough to realize what a relationship was all about. Now, don't get me wrong. Certainly, this can happen to you as a husband. You can be in a relationship with someone who's just ill-equipped to meet your needs. Lord knows, men know about that, right? It goes both ways. Y'all think it's just men that don't do well at relationships, but there are a lot of women who fail miserably at understanding the premise of marriage. I'm gonna show you the clip in a second. All right, but before you watch this clip, I want you to think about in your own relationship or your own dating experience. Do you look for the main thing, which is mutual satisfaction in a relationship? Like what I give, do you get back? Like what you give out, do you get back in a relationship? Like that's the main skill. We talk about tall, dark, and handsome. We talk about fine. We talk about smart. We think about talented as far as work is concerned. But none of that matters as far as how good of a lover you are. You actually be good at relationships. Let's hear what Shaq had to say, and then let's discuss it. Let's see if I can pull it up.
With a divorce, you controlled your life forever. You can't control that.
No, I couldn't.
It's
was
two
bad.
people that involved in divorce. Bro.
Yeah, but no, I never talked about this, and I'm glad you guys are asking because I don't mind talking about that. But I was bad. She was awesome. She really was. It was all me. I was just look. We don't need to talk about what I was doing, but I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. So sometimes when you live that double life, you get caught up. So I'm not gonna say it was her. It was all me because she was. Look, she did exactly what she's supposed to do. Gave me beautiful kids, take care of the house, take care of corporate stuff. It was just all me. Sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes like that, you can't really come back from that. But as I get older and dwell on situations, I can honestly say it was all me.
Are there things from that time you would change? And do you believe if you change them, you'd still like to be married, or you still like to be in that position where you could be with your kids and, like Channing said, could control those type of things?
The best feeling for me was coming home and hearing 5, 6 different voices. Don't matter if I missed 15 free throws and we lost. They don't care about that. Dog Man's home. Like we used to play something called Dog Man. As soon as I come in, I turn into a wild dog and I chase him and bite him. I just used to like get him and act like I'm biting him. And
Dog man.
yeah, and they used to love that. And look, I was just being greedy. I had the perfect situation. Wife was finer than a mug.
Mm-hmm.
Kept giving me babies, still finer than a mug. I had it all. Just sometimes and I don't make excuses. I know I messed up. And then, when I didn't have that, I don't like to use the D word because I don't really know what it is, but I was lost. 76,000 square foot house by yourself. Lost. No kids. Go to the gym. Nobody's playing in the gym. You go to their room. Nobody's there. You start to feel it, but I said to myself, okay, you're not married, but you still have to protect and provide for this family.
Man, I mean, man, I had to hear it. Man, that's deep. That's deep, and I can tell you as a psychologist who deals a lot with relationships and marriages, there are a lot of men specifically who don't get it until it's too late. A lot of women that don't get it until it's too late. So let me give you some tips. All right, number one, a marriage is about mutual satisfaction, meaning you need to be as happy in the marriage or relationship as I am. This is not about anything else, right? This is absolutely about, am I loving you as well as you're loving me? And the way I describe it is like points. All right, you get points with one another. Now, no, it's not a game, but we do keep score, right? The body keeps score when it comes to trauma. and abuse, but the brain also keeps score when it comes to feeling unloved, neglected, mistreated, underappreciated, which is a big deal for men, misjudged. There's some people who have hostility and a negative slant on life, and they just don't understand you, and they feel like you're the worst person in the world. They don't understand how you move. So it's like points, right? So you say I love you, that's a point. You compromise, that's a point. You pour into your partner's dreams, that's a point. You hold your tongue when you really want to say something, that's a point. You plan a birthday the way they want the birthday to be planned, that's a point. Well, if I'm doing all of that, that's 5 points I've given you. And if I look back and you've given me no points back, it's 5-0. And what a lot of people, especially those who are selfish, Shaq talked about just being in his own world at the time, right? And this is clear of narcissists and people who are selfish and people who have unaddressed trauma, or people who are just interested in being right versus making the relationship or the marriage work. They think the 5-0 is how it's supposed to be, right? They feel like you're not going to leave. They feel like I'm so good that you'll do 5 and take 0. And maybe they'll give you 2 as you do 7, but it doesn't work. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit down and talk with your partner about how many points you feel that you have scored with them and how many they scored with you, and see if y'all can get that number to be even. That's how marriages work. Number 2, make sure you date or change your partner into being another giver. If you're a giver, you have to date someone who also gives. So, like for instance, I am big on giving. What am I big on giving? Supportive dreams. You tell me a dream, I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna call people. I'm gonna sacrifice. I'm gonna take off work to be at your event. I'm gonna shake hands as you are killing the room as my wife, or my daughter or my son. I'm gonna take a back seat and be supportive of what you're doing. What I like is the same thing, but I also like words of affirmation, right? I like someone to write me a note and card and say, you know what, Dad, I love you. Dad, you've been there for me. Dad, you've picked me up. You have made the best out of this situation. And I just appreciate you, driving me to and from practice. You don't have to do that. Thank you. Man, that to me are points scored. So when we're doing that mutually, we can have a good relationship, right? We're father to daughter, father to son, husband to wife, boyfriend to girlfriend, employer and employee, business partner to business partner. So you have to make sure that y'all are both giving in the relationship. That's what makes someone dope at relationships. They're able to give in a manner in which you like it and you do the same. Number 3, be okay to love yourself enough to change your goal. You heard him say Shawnee was out, right? She did everything. She managed the corporate stuff. She managed raising children. She kept herself together, right? She did the right thing. Her character, woman, was where it needed to be. And Shaq said it, I was living a double life, right? And I appreciated his transparency. You could see the emotion. And so because of that, he thought that, maybe 8-0, 9-0 was sustained until she said, I just can't take it anymore. You can love, how many of y'all know you can love someone, but you just can't take the 19-2? I know this is hurting for y'all to watch right now, but you just can't take it. I've been there where I said, let me just do 20 and maybe that's enough because God tells you to keep doing more. And then I realized, you know what? It's 20-2 for a reason. It's 20-2 because this person doesn't believe in mutual satisfaction. This person is not a giver. This person is a taker, and they take your kindness and your ability to give and love as a weakness, and they run right over you. Right? The whole time you think you're giving them grace, really you are feeding a monster. Right? So you have to love yourself enough to go be with another lover because, listen, depending on how old you are, some of you have seen more days than you will see in your future. And you have to ask yourself, do you really want to put yourself in a situation for the rest of your years? All right. Some of you are young in a relationship and you say, I don't want to waste my time. I have a biological clock, or I'm in college and I want to make it a good experience. I'm tired of crying over this dude. I'm tired of crying over this woman, and I don't want my college experience to be marred by this. So you have to keep it moving or confront the person and ask them to change so that it can change to be mutual. So let's learn from Shaq. That's why he did the video, to be transparent so that other men and women can learn from this, to make sure that you are having an accurate view of the score in your relationship or marriage so that it can work and last the test of time.